Welcome back. We're back in the studio. We took a little hiatus. They were doing some maintenance around the studio, but we're back now and ready to roll. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, doing real good.
How was your country boy break?
Gave me time to reflect and really think about the countries, and we've been a lot of places, and yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Refreshed.
So this is your first time joining us. We're going to go to a country called Bhutan. And with all the other episodes, we basically go to each country. We talk a little bit about the country, mostly about ourselves. And at the end of the show, we determine, hey, are we going to go there? Or are we staying away from this place? So today we're going to do a deep dive into Bhutan.
Bhutan.
How do you guys feel about Bhutan?
It seems cool so far.
To be honest, I'd heard of it. I don't know a lot about it, and I'm embarrassed about that, but I'm glad we're going to learn more.
Oh, we're gonna dive right in.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing with me with this one, where I knew where it was, but I didn't really know anything about it. I think with some of the other ones we've been to, it's like, okay, I know at least a thing or two. This place, complete mystery. So, yeah, it's a crazy one. I think in a good way, though. I think we might like this place, but I don't know. I've said that before about other ones, and we hated it. I said we're gonna hate it, and we all loved it. So, I'm your host, Jeff. We're missing the co-host, Matt. He's out sick. I think he has typhoid fever or something. But
not COVID.
Yeah, he doesn't have COVID.
It's not COVID. That's what's important. He's not here because we're not taking chances. So.
Yeah, he might have scurvy, though. I wouldn't put it past him. And then we got Justin here.
Howdy.
Producing the audio, and then we got Jason, the video producer. So
hello. Yeah.
The boys are back.
We're back.
All right, so let's get into Bhutan. Capital, Thimphu. It's the third highest capital, so around 8,000 feet.
Nice.
I want to say was our last episode Andorra? It's been so long.
No, yeah.
I don't even remember, but I think Andorra might have been the highest. So we got a theme here. We're going back to a mountainous
I'm going to
region.
Andorra this year. I feel like I can do that.
Was it good? I missed it.
Andorra was good. I think it was a unanimous yes from all of us. But
okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm kind of thinking Bhutan might take Andorra in this one. So let's just get the location too. We should probably get into that before the capital. But so it's located in the Himalayas. It's kind of by India, China, kind of close to Bangladesh. It's kind of like Nepal, from everything I've gathered. Just a smaller Nepal maybe, but they definitely have their differences. So it's about the size of Maryland, 38,000 square kilometers. So not too big. It's pretty tiny place, but it's got a population about 750,000, give or take.
Okay.
So not quite a million. Their language, so you would think it's Bhutanese or Bhutan.
In that realm, yeah, something.
But it's actually Dzongkha.
That would be lower on my list of guesses. But yeah.
Yeah.
That was my next guess, actually.
Yeah. Never heard of, just like I haven't heard much about Bhutan, haven't heard of the Dzongkha language, so that's a new language for my memory. It's the land of the thunder dragon.
Well, that makes sense. So.
And if you see their flag, there's a big dragon on it, which, I don't know. We don't really go into the flags too much in CountryBoyz. It's a little boring for our taste, if I'm going to be honest with you, just talking about a flag. But I think this place might be the coolest flag so far.
I mean, if you got a flag, a dragon on your flag, that's the most badass thing.
Yeah. You're up there with Wales, which isn't a country, but still badass.
Yeah,
flag.
Wales does have a dragon. I think Kiribati had a pretty cool flag. But I think a lot of the other ones we went to were just kind of the traditional, like, 3 stripes in different colors.
Yeah.
This place.
Boring.
Yeah, boring.
Yeah.
Bhutan.
Done it. Bought the t-shirt and wore it out,
Yeah, unless it's 50 stripes or 13 stripes and 50 stars. And look, I don't want to see a stripe on a flag.
Or a star.
But yeah, so that's kind of like their mascot here, the dragon. They also said there's a lot of lightning storms here, and so that's where the thunder dragon came from, I guess. Thunder, lightning.
Yeah.
Right on.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, that's a big thing here. Politically, so it's a democracy, but they also have a monarchy. And we'll get a little bit more into that. But basically, they have a traditional monarchy, but then they kind of changed it. But not everybody was on board. So we'll go into that. One of the biggest things that kept coming up, so it has a really fast growing GDP, but they don't, so it's like one of the highest GDPs as far as like how fast it's growing, but they don't really measure the GDPs here. What they measure is the GPH. So it's the, like basically the happiness ratio.
Oh, okay.
I dig it.
Okay.
So it's like the gross happiness, and it's really more of like how content you are. So basically the government measures how content people are, and if they're content, then the government, I guess they, that's how they...
GDP is up.
Yeah, that's how they
GPH
measure
is
it,
up.
is not by money, but by content. And I don't know what the scale is. So like, what, if you just have clothing and shelter, then...
Hot water.
Yeah.
You're medium happy.
Yeah, gauging from what I've read, it seems like the bare necessities is all you need there. And
Yeah.
that's
And
That's
they're a very,
contentness.
very Buddhist place. So it's kind of like I don't know if the epicenter is the right word, but it's like one of the most Buddhist places. Like a lot of places are Buddhist, but this place is really Buddhist.
so it's Bhutan.
Yeah. So it's Bhutan. And yeah, so they actually, to measure this happiness, they have a ministry of happiness. So that's kind of like their council, I guess, that goes around and makes sure everyone's happy. I just can't understand how do you measure that? It's so subjective, and
People with depression work on the council and the ministry, so they have a better perspective.
yeah, I don't know if that would help though.
It's all polling, man. It's the best you can do.
But one thing that I saw that somebody was saying is it's not pleasure. So it's not something that gives you pleasure, but how content are you? And apparently they're pretty content. But I was just thinking, if you had your own scale of happiness, what would be on that list?
Culture, like music and arts.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, to be able to get to those things with a reasonable, not paying a ton of money, like a nice transportation system, whether it's like energy, gas, etc., is cheap, or the city has the infrastructure to like in Germany, where it's like, well, you can take buses and subways.
So like a good public transit.
Yeah, I feel to be part of the country, and to be as a country level, I want to be able to see the country, or to experience different parts of it, or the cities. So
they definitely don't have that. So I don't think you'd be very content there. I would have to say that if we were in Bhutan, I don't know. I don't know if we'd make their happiness scale. But
also, what's the food like in Bhutan? I mean, like that would be, if it's similar to Indian food, maybe I might not have the best time there. My happiness.
Yeah, I think that's a big one.
Might be up.
The food does seem like it's pretty tasty. So I think on food they'd have a check. They do have TV and internet, so that's something. But they didn't get TV or internet until 1999. So it was banned until then. So it's kind of a new thing for them. And I think a lot of stuff about this place is kind of they've been stuck in their ways a long time. So they're very, very traditional people. But yeah, I don't know what would be on my happiness. I think, I feel like being able to get around would be key, but I guess in this place they don't really care about that. They just kind of want the essentials. So one thing, I guess, going into this happiness scale, if you're homeless, or let's just say you lose your home, the king will give you a plot of land, and basically if you're a citizen, you're homeless, they'll say, here's your land, here's your house.
Nice.
Well, shit, I'm quitting my job tomorrow.
Well, not anybody can go there, so we'll get into that. But yeah, I don't know what else on the happiness scale.
Access to mall food. I mean,
Absolutely not happening there.
Well, if that's your scale, then I think we covered that in Andorra, our own personal mall food courts. But yeah, not a whole lot of outside food here. I don't think you can get like a chili cheese dog and a pretzel in Bhutan.
It's bullshit. A soft pretzel in Bhutan.
All right, so Jason might already be out on this.
He's leaning out.
We'll see.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just thought that was weird having a measurable way of their happiness. So, hey, look, you tell us. I don't know what would make you happy to want to live in this place, but that's how they measure it, and they're the only ones. So, I don't know. I guess money isn't a big thing for them. But so physically, we said it's already in the Himalayas. They're a very green country. This might be the greenest country ever.
Wow.
They have a mandate where I think it's like 60% of the country has to be forested.
Nice.
Their forests absorb more CO2 than the country produces. So I think they're the only carbon negative country. They also produce a lot of hydroelectric energy, and they actually export a lot of it. So that's their biggest export, actually, is hydroelectric energy to their neighbors. And being in the Himalayas, being kind of isolated, it's super hard to get to. So there's one airport, no stoplights. There's only a few roads going in. And actually the airport, so it's not in the capital in the main city, but it's, I guess, right outside of the main city, or maybe like an hour away. But there's only 8 pilots who can fly into this airport.
Wow.
It's so, I don't know, it's...
Because it's difficult?
Because it's difficult, yeah. So it's not based on, it's based on the difficulty, and probably I'm sure they're from Bhutan, so they're probably just their best 8, like, fly in and out. And you can only fly in from like 2 cities, like somewhere in India, maybe somewhere in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
And then most of their economy, it's not really a big tourist place. They don't really have a lot of resources, I guess. So most of their economy is agriculture and forestry, and then the hydroelectric power. So that's kind of how they make their money, but I guess they don't really care about money because they just care about happiness. So historically, this place, a lot of the places we've been to on CountryBoyz, we've been to a lot of colonies, a lot of different, English colonies, French colonies, whatever the colonizer is. This place, not so. Never been colonized. They've never had any outside government, any outside rulers. I think just because they're kind of just a micro, tiny country in the Himalayas, it's probably super hard to invade.
I mean, I would have thought Genghis Khan had taken over that shit a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I want to say I saw for like 2,000 years they've been...
Wow.
Or I don't know. I think I just pulled that out of my ass, but...
I believe it.
Yeah.
It's been years since
Kudos to them for that.
They've had anything. But yeah, they're very, very on their own. And not having TV, not having internet, I think they've kind of just, up until 1999, they've maintained... It's like going back in time when you go there. So it's just a lot of the old ways of life. So with the history, again, a lot of the same stuff. A lot of, not that it's boring, it's just, I don't know. There's no juiciness into their history. There was this guy, Drukpa Kunli, known as the Divine Madman.
Sounds cool.
And I don't know. I was looking into him. He basically introduced a lot of like penis stuff. So when you go there, I think it might be in certain towns, or maybe this one town, but it seemed like there was a lot of like penis paintings, penis dolls, penis collections, sculptures, like on, at least in, and again, maybe it's just this town, maybe it's the whole country, but there's like every house has just like dicks graffitied, or not graffitied, but like painted everywhere. And it's like dicks with dragons, and they're
dragons with dicks.
Yeah.
Just depends what you're looking for.
Waving around.
But that's a bit like, it's a big thing there. Like they're really into dicks in a way, like it's a symbol, but
I think Pompeii was like that though. There was a lot of like penis culture.
Yeah.
Like, it was like just like, like they were like arrows to get to the city.
Yeah. In Pompeii, like how you get to the whorehouse is like you follow the dicks on the wall. And it's like the dicks point to where it is. So I don't know if they're like directional dicks, but I think it's just like art, like
fine art.
But yeah, we'll put some images now of the many painted dicks of Bhutan.
I think it's like a symbol of like masculine fertility or something, right?
Yeah, well, it's a symbol, I guess, from I think this guy. So basically, this guy, the divine madman, Drukpa Kunli, was like really into his dick, and I guess I don't know.
Powerful.
He's very proud of it.
It was powerful. Yeah.
I don't think he was like a conqueror, but I think he was just like I don't know. I think he just went there, was a Buddhist, and was like, "Look, this is a cool symbol," and then everybody got on board with it, and they just started painting them on their houses and collecting sculptures. So that's one thing.
Yeah. What I see here is the Drukpa lineage is basically like kind of like their kings or something. Drukpa means dragon king, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, or dragon people.
So yeah, so I guess I don't know. Maybe he's the grand dragon dick of the country.
His had wings.
But just like seeing all these, I don't know, all these collections and different things, it just made me think of, did you ever have anything you collected or any kind of like weird thing you were into? Not necessarily a collection, but just like for me, I don't know, when I was 7 or 8, I think I did a report on squids, and I like thought squids were like the coolest thing. So I had like, I don't know, like a squid poster, and I had like this squid that I made and like squid toys. But that was just, I don't know, like a weird thing where looking back, I was like, why the hell did I like, I don't know. Now I'm like, squids kind of suck. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
They're cool.
Look, they don't suck, but I just don't know at the time like why I thought squids were so cool.
Dinosaurs for me as a kid.
Yeah, dinosaurs.
Everybody went through that phase.
Yeah, a little. I was thinking about this the other day. Those like little statues that came in the rose tea boxes. Like it's like for like old grandmas would have them, and like they were just little little animals. It'd be different animals. So you get like.
I don't think I know what rose.
It's just a brand of tea that was pretty popular. And anyways, like her shelf had them. I remember like I want to start collecting those. You know, and, like
I want to be like grandma when I grow up.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Like, so Rose's tea would give little statues with everything you'd buy?
No, so you buy like the 100 pack, 100 pouches of tea, and then like in the front part of the box, there was like a little porcelain, or not even porcelain, but ceramic,
like a Hummel?
like a camel, or a squirrel, or it'd be like there's like this big or something, and like this, and you just put them on the shelf, So it's like,
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So wait,
it's like
yeah,
garbage pail kids for grandmas.
I guess, yeah, less crude, more classy, but yeah.
So did you collect these?
No, but I just, I thought at one point in my life I should start my own collection.
You're like, once I get 60, then I'll start collecting these things. Dude, I've never heard of those. That's
No, me neither.
Yeah.
I did cards, all kinds of different cards.
Pogs. You seem like a pog guy.
I did a little bit of pogs. But they were called tazos where I came from down in the valley. And you
Really?
have to go to Mexico and buy a bag of chips. And the bags of chips in Mexico had the little pogs in them. They were like all, Looney Tunes. Yeah. So everybody in junior high had all these. They would go to Mexico and buy the chips and come back. And so, yeah, that would.
We actually heard a
we didn't
story
have
about your
pogs.
slammer, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I don't want to bring that
Your
up
friend,
again.
yeah, it's
But we
tough
don't-
for you. Your friend stole it.
Don't want to talk about it, all right?
Yeah. Touchy stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. When you said the tea figurines, it made me think of like Hummels. Like, not that I ever collected them, but I remember those were a
Are
thing.
there Hummels?
What's that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I think they're Danish, but they're like these grandma figurines, and it's usually like little kids, and they're always like they're singing.
Yeah,
or, I don't know.
yeah. I do know what those are. Yeah, it's a weird one. I remember I never had any because it was too taboo. But the Big Johnson T-shirts, and some people they had like collections of them, And I do think like even like all the No Fear shirts, like never had. I wanted one. I never was that cool to have a No Fear shirt. I was pretty afraid to be honest, so I probably shouldn't have had a No Fear shirt just because I don't like to.
I knew a guy who got sent home weekly for wearing a Big Johnson shirt.
Dude,
Damn.
His parents did not care. Like,
it's one thing to have, like, okay, you have a Big Johnson t-shirt. Okay. If you have a collection of them, then,
Yeah.
dude, that's...
I mean, how many is it though? Like, is 2 okay? And then like 3, you're
I
like...
feel like he had a sizable collection. At
but
least
like, I feel
6.
like, you know...
Okay. How many shirts is too much for a Big Johnson collection? I mean... I would say 1.
Well, that's
More
not a
than
collection.
one.
I
If
don't
you
know.
have,
That's just
It's
one.
not just one.
That's not a collection.
If you're going to collect them, you got to get them all.
yeah, but
Yeah.
if you have more than one Big Johnson t-shirt,
Yeah.
I want to hang out with you.
yeah. I mean, you definitely fuck, but other than that, you're...
Did I just get some of that runoff? Get all those chicks. Get that big...
Yeah. Man, that guy with the Big Johnson t-shirt's getting all the chicks all the time.
Where do you, the only where I knew to get them was at South Padre Island down in the valley. So I always thought that was like a Texas thing. I didn't know there was like
it was the world.
all over
it was a worldwide
was it?
phenomenon,
All right.
Yeah.
Justin.
In Bhutan, you can get all... They have all different types there.
Oh, well, I'm going.
No, but yeah, the Big Dogs...
Yeah.
Big Dogs t-shirts are so shitty.
I mean, there was one, it was like Big Dog ripping off South Park, you know, and my friends, we still bring this up, and it was like, it was like South Park, you know, and then it said, oh my God, they neutered Kenny, you know, and it was just like,
So stupid.
yeah, it's pretty painful, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I remember there was a kid who had like, it was a No Fear shirt, and it said on the back, I remember this was like in high school, and it said, I hope you brought lotion because you're about to get burned. And we were in some, like, me and my friends were in some presentation. It was something in the auditorium, and this kid's like a couple rows in front of us, and we're just like, hey, dude, I brought lotion, just saying all this stuff. And this kid was like, I don't know, 3 years younger, and he kept like looking back. We're just like, dude, we have lotion. Like, are we gonna get burned? And the kid just started like crying and left. Like,
Oh,
Such a bully.
yeah.
yeah, but I mean, dude, if you're wearing those shirts,
Dick move. Yeah, you are asking.
you got to
for
kind of
it.
be like, yeah, I brought lotion, mother. If he turned
Yeah.
around and just said, yeah, I brought lotion,
Yeah.
it'd be like, okay, well,
Would have shut
right.
you right up.
yeah, we would have
yeah.
shut the fuck up. But the fact he just wasn't saying anything, we just kept digging harder. Like, we got to get this kid's attention. He brought lotion, or we brought lotion.
He brought the shirt.
He brought the shirt. Are we going to get burned? No, but if you're wearing one of those novelty t-shirts, I mean, you're asking for interaction.
Yeah.
You can't just wear it like
that's
passively and be like, oh,
What?
I mean, even some band shirts or whatever things are just loud, and like sometimes you like are fans of it, and like I almost think like it's the band's joke of like how our fans are gonna get just really shit on, like or like really have to defend themselves because like the shirt is aggressive and it brings on comments or like stupid people saying stupid shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And especially, I mean, a Big Johnson shirt, you're wearing it to get attention.
chicks, I mean attention.
Yeah. Oh yeah. chicks love Big Johnson shirts. They're just so funny. And you know, they
I mean,
love
do you think the same girls who liked affliction, like who dug guys who wore affliction shirts, they were like related to the people who wore?
I think it's a different type
different
of dude.
thing. Yeah.
Like an affliction guy's a little more aggro than a Big Johnson guy.
Yeah, a Big Johnson guy laughs at himself, more, or like you know,
Yeah.
he can laugh at the world more.
Won't take himself too serious.
Too serious. His shirt talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably some overlap, but I think it might also be like a little bit of a different generational thing where like,
The world was a different place when Big Johnson was around. And the world was more aggressive when affliction was running rampant.
yeah.
Yeah, if you'd pulled that shit on a guy with an affliction shirt, he would have stood up and turned around.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, what, bro?
Oh, dude, we wouldn't
What's
even
she?
talk shit if somebody was wearing an affliction shirt. You just
Don't fuck.
know, okay, that guy knows Taibo or Muay Thai or something.
Just watches a lot of MMA.
Yeah. Or he's just a fat slob that really appreciates paying $80 for a pay-per-view. But
Or a T-shirt.
yeah, and a t-shirt. I think the worst of the novelty I mean, now that we brought affliction into the mix, those have to be the worst t-shirts.
I mean, there was one that was like, it was pretty intense with like all these like skeletons riding horses, you know, like armor and shit. And I remember being like, dude, that is pretty fucking badass. But
I
like,
probably had that one actually.
but like, I don't know that I needed to wear that ever. You know, my buddy, he was more aggressive than I was. He was the affliction guy.
You're the Big Johnson guy.
Yeah,
He's the
I was.
affliction
I
guy.
never owned one, but yeah, he would be like, so I'm gonna choke you out.
Yeah, I never had a Big Dog shirt, never had a
No fear.
Big Johnson, no fear.
Yeah.
I was too scared. I had fear. That's why I didn't wear a no fear shirt. Yeah, definitely never had a penis collection, but I'd like to go to Bhutan and see what this is all about.
Yeah.
But imagine having it just on your house, like a not joking giant dick on your front door.
Yeah. We have the house number with just like a dick ornament next to it.
Or the door knocker is a cock.
Is this a bachelorette party or is this a real place? But yeah, so if you want to check out some penis paintings, Bhutan is definitely your place. So we said they have a king. The main dynasty is the Wangchuck dynasty, who have been around for...
Now it all makes sense, though, because everyone have fun tonight. Everyone Wangchuck tonight.
I was waiting for the
happiness. They have a happiness meter. Have fun. I mean, I feel there's some overlap or...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No?
I think...
You're onto something.
Wang Chung might have known
They're
something
from
about
Bhutan.
It's all coming together. We just need to piece all these pieces
red
together.
string and thumbtacks.
I don't know where the theory is going, but I think
it's going all the way to the top.
There's Wang Chung, the dynasty, Big Johnson t-shirts. How does it all connect?
How come no one's seen it?
So these Wang Chucks, they do like to have fun, but they're like one of the few, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but they're like one of the few rulers, monarchs, dynasties that's like not evil. I don't know. We've been to a lot of places and we talked about some crazy rulers like Brunei.
Ooh, the Sultan.
Ooh, there was
rough side.
Where else? Bahrain. There was a couple of other Equatorial Guinea. There's like the crazy madman. We have all these people, and it's like the Wang Chucks are like, I don't know. They have their shit together. They actually care. It seems like they actually care about their people.
I think being Buddhist, I would assume that like it's tough for Buddhists to really be like, it's not like there's like the greedy part of like the Christians where they're like, we're about motherfucking money, like Joel Osteen, like check out my Lambos and my supercars. Like I think Buddhists, like it's so far removed to like be evil to like you're not Buddhist, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's the Buddhist thing, but the Wang Chuck. So one of them, not the current king, but I guess his father. I think it was in the 90s or early 2000s. He basically was like, we don't need to have a monarchy. Let's bring in democracy. Nobody in the country wanted democracy. And basically everybody was just like, no, you're king. Like
that's the opposite of how it usually happens.
Yeah.
So it must have been pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I mean. Like these Wang Chucks, everybody is cool with them.
Fuck yeah.
And so
cool kid at the party and no enemies.
Yeah. No enemies. And look, they're happy. They're measuring their happiness. Everyone's like, Wang Chuck, you're the shit. So,
fuck yeah.
But yeah, the guy basically tried to step down, tried to not dissolve his power, but just kind of be like, you guys should choose. And they're all like, well, we choose you, dude. So, yeah, that's not something you hear every day, especially on CountryBoyz. Look, this is like a mind-blowing thing for some of the people we've talked about. It is hard to get into this place. So we said there's one airport, there's a couple roads. If you want to go there, if you're Indian or if you're Bangladeshi, you don't have to pay this tariff. Anybody else, you got to pay $250 a day to visit there.
A day?
Yeah, man.
So
happy tax.
Again, at first I was like, okay, fuck that, never going there.
Yeah.
But then you pay the $250 a day, and apparently that covers, so you have to have a guide. So it covers the guide, hotel, transportation, everything.
Oh,
that's a sweet deal.
That's not bad.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That changes
From the surface,
things.
I was like, $250 a
things.
day. Like, but it is kind of weird. Like, if you were to visit there, you have to have some guide. Like, oh, here's where we're going. Here's what we're doing, and you can't just freeload it around and wing it there. They don't.
I think Russia was like that before anyways, where like you had a very clear every day what you're gonna be doing. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna fuck off in Russia. They're like, no, where are you going? Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So culturally, so that's if you want to visit. Culturally, so they banned the use of tobacco or smoking anything there. And I guess it's not enforced anymore, but when they first put it in, you could get like 3 to 5 years for smoking.
Oui.
So pretty hefty fine on that. But yeah, that was kind of weird because especially in Asian countries, like everybody smokes, but not here. One other rule that they have for Bhutanese people is you have to wear this traditional outfit. So for men, it's like a knee-length robe. Women, it's like a dress. They look kind of similar, but it's basically like these traditional robes. Again, this is to preserve their Bhutanese culture. So everybody, if you're not from there, or if you are from there, you got to wear these out in public. So no tank tops, baggy jean shorts.
No Jinkos.
I mean, we could go there with some Jinkos and go around.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm going to start wearing Jinkos with a Big Johnson t-shirt. That's going to be my summer 22 look. I'm going to like get on eBay.
Yeah.
Like, I could just imagine you with Jinkos and a Big Johnson t-shirt in Bhutan hiking around.
All the chicks.
Yeah. So everybody's got to wear that.
What do Bhutanese women look like? Are they...
So it's very like Southeast Asian meets Chinese.
I kind of know what they... I kind of a good idea. But if they want to send us any pics to our official...
Well, hold on. You're getting a little ahead of yourself here because if you're in Bhutan, Bhutanese women can't marry outside of Bhutan.
Unless it's true love. You know this how the story goes.
No.
Yeah.
You got to take them out of Bhutan. You can't go
true
there.
Love
so Matt's big running storyline is we got to find him a wife. Okay, we can go to India, Nepal. We're not going to find it in Bhutan. We can just...
I mean, he could take her.
Yeah, but... Look, we don't want to...
Let's not encourage.
We don't want to disrupt the Bhutanese lifestyle.
That's true. They like what
they have. Yeah. And look, they don't want Matt in there. They don't want Matt's jeans.
Swimming around in their jean pool.
Swimming around in there. Look.
No offense, Matt. See you at home. Just kidding. We don't.
So that just got me thinking, though. They can only wear one thing out in public. Oh, yeah. The other thing, too, is they have scarves that distinguish... like your class.
Nice.
So if you have a white scarf, it's like a white belt. You're run-of-the-mill, everyday Bhutanese person. If you have a yellow one, you're nobility or like a monk. So I think it's just those two colors. Maybe there's more.
Is it based on your like contentness currency?
It's not like a mood ring that changes, but
So I feel great today. I'm high class.
Yeah. Stay away from me. I'm wearing black.
Or maybe you get like a stripe, you know.
Yeah. But I want to say it's just white or yellow. Those are your options.
That's easy to discern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you know, okay, he's royalty, everyone else is nobility. And then if you're wearing a Big Johnson t-shirt and Jinkos, then it's, okay, you're not from here.
You're trash.
You're the most noble king that we've ever had.
You're about to be the new leader.
Yeah. We've never seen pants so baggy.
So baggy and so wide.
But yeah, so if that were your costume, or if that were your garb, let's just say in a fake Bhutanese world where we run it, what's your... And again, you don't have to say, here's what I normally wear. I normally wear jeans and a t-shirt. This is your fantasy Bhutan. What are you wearing? You could wear anything.
Those big baggy flowy pants, Asian pants.
Aladdin pants?
Yes.
Oh, like the Kung Fu?
Yeah.
Okay, so a pair of those. No shirt, just...
I'd probably wear, probably like a flowy shirt or something too. Something comfortable, linen.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I could get into that, just some big baggy...
Oh yeah. When in Bhutan.
But
again, this is your Bhutan. So this is, if you're, let's just say you're part of this pseudo Wang Chuk dynasty.
Big baggy.
Everybody's got to wear it.
Linen, flowy, comfy stuff.
I definitely would say I have these Rasta pajama pants that I've had for like 8 years. I got from Peru, and they're like awesome, the colors. Have that, and I'd have my Big Trouble Little China tank top. That would be like everyone would be like all the men.
Everybody wears
all
it.
the men would all people identified like that. They'd all wear the Big Trouble Little China tank top. I don't know what the women would wear. Like it was like something though. I'd figure something cool out.
Lingerie for Jason's place.
I mean, I want to cover some more up to keep it like a little bit But yeah,
leather bikini is for all the chicks. And
it's probably not a good. maybe. Yeah, something like this. So.
Why not Jinkos?
Oh no, I'm sorry. The maybe Jinkos. Like we already talked about, so I don't want to bring it up. But I was thinking, as far as like the sashes, like the belts. What about the different colored capes? Or like once you're like ruling class or you're spiritual, you get
A cape.
You get a cape.
I like it.
Because like just like that dude's got a cape. Like just go.
Don't fuck with him.
Yeah, don't fuck with him.
I always thought that like cloaks, if they were acceptable to wear, like a hooded cape, it's like, if you're out in the sun, you have a cloak. You can put it on. If you're like creeping through the shadows, you have the hood.
Yeah, yeah.
But I always thought a cloak.
If you're a fan of the opera, you have one to like.
It's like mysterious, but then it's also practical.
You're a vampire. You can. It's part of your like turn into a bat.
Yeah,
I think.
I could get down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could see myself like maybe a cloak with a. I don't know. Yeah, maybe a tank top and Jinkos. And that's
some gym shorts.
Yeah. So yeah, actually, okay. Basketball shorts. Everyone just has to wear basketball shorts and yeah. What else?
There's shorts, but they used to be sweatpants. You know what I mean? Like someone took sweatpants and turned them into shorts. Like that's that's a good look.
Oh, some jorts. How about that?
Well, yeah, but jorts can be intimidating. Like I would never ever say anything to Stone Cold Steve Austin about him wearing jean shorts. It'd be a negative thing.
I wore some this weekend. No shame.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I think there's levels of jorts though.
That's true. Yeah.
Where like if you're wearing big baggy jean shorts, then it's like it's not the same Stone Cold effect.
Jinka jorts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I think either way if we ruled a place and had a dress code, it would be super trashy and yeah, super shitty.
A cool like head. I mean, we talk about like headpieces or like hats. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really know. But I don't really wear hats, but
what would your hat be for the country?
It would be something flowy. Yeah, like
everyone has to wear a fedora.
I'm not a fan of fedoras.
Flowy. I don't know of a flowy hat other than like hat. There's like Rasta caps.
Yeah, maybe the Rasta cap.
So yours would basically just be a Jamaican beach.
Yeah, we're just bringing Jamaica to Bhutan, man.
Just flowy hat, flowy pants.
Get canceled.
And tank tops and a cape.
Dude, I'd go there if that was the dress code.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I also feel like being in the mountains, like, because with them, like, their normal dress code, it's like
yak fur.
Yeah, there's a lot of yak. There's a lot of it's like very covering for the climate. So I don't know.
You got a lot of UV high elevation, a lot of UV damage. Yeah. It's more intense. So maybe we need to rethink this.
Well, I think
Big Trouble Little China tank top.
Practically, the flowy, long stuff with the cloak over it sounds like a good deal.
Might need to be like fur-lined cloak on the inside and then smooth on the outside.
Yes, yeah. I would rather have the fur on the outside.
Oh, on the outside?
Really? It would get really dirty.
It looks cooler, though.
Yeah, it looks cooler. Yeah, and you just like have all the fur rubbing up against you.
You look like you're Game of Thrones north of the wall. Kind of, you get the fur on the outside. Like
you want.
I don't fuck with people with fur on the outside, mostly. Jorts and...
Yeah, they have jorts and fur on the outside.
They probably have a knife. That's
yeah, or something else. We were talking about the dicks, and we were saying it's like, oh, they must be very masculine. It's very, that's a very masculine thing. But one of the things, at least that's very partial to women, is women inherit everything. So like normally it's like the eldest son gets the father's things. In this case, the eldest daughter gets everything.
Good.
And so the guy has to marry in, and basically it's up to the guy to like make his own wealth. So they want the guys to make their own. So the guy, once he marries the daughter, he has to live at the daughter's house until he can like afford his own, basically.
Nice.
So that's a little different. So they're if you're if you're a daughter or a female there and you're unmarried, then and your father's still around, then you get all this stuff.
That's actually a good system. It's incentive to get the hell out of there. You don't want to be living with your mother-in-law for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and I mean,
unless it's a good situation.
But there's also a loophole where you can just go to the king and say you're homeless, and then you get a spot anyway.
It's probably probably not the best spot, I think.
It's probably like taboo or like kind of publicly shamed.
Yeah, everyone's like, he had to go to the king. Oh,
all right, food and drink. So everything's super spicy there. They're super into their chilies. That's like a thing in every meal. Everything's got spice. I feel like a lot of like South Asian cuisine is very spicy, but I think with a lot of others, there's, you can get something that's not. I feel like here, just from everything I saw, it was like everything's got chilies in it. And they actually, on their houses, if you go at a certain time, it's like they're just covered in chilies because they just dry them on the house. But super spicy food, so if you're not into that,
bring your Prilosec.
Don't go there. But their main dish was emadatchi, which is a cheese and chili soup. But yeah, the food actually looks pretty good. I've never heard of or had Bhutanese food, but
maybe it's time we open up a Bhutanese food trailer in Austin, Texas, then the world.
We just need a bizarro, like our interpretation of a Bhutanese restaurant with dicks everywhere. Everyone wears jinkos and cloaks.
We brought it to Austin, the authentic Bhutanese
we gotta make
culture.
Have a taco. It's like, dude, it's Bhutanese fusion with Austin.
Bhutanese Austin fusion.
We're gonna put some brisket on it just in case.
Yeah.
Like, this is nothing like Bhutan at all. Oh no, come on, man.
I don't think they eat cows, dude.
Yeah, they're Buddhist, so
so no.
So some of the dishes had beef, pork, so just the main dish was this cheese and chili soup. But a lot of the dishes, I mean, they look good, but it seems like a lot of kind of similar variations of things where it's like a different, sauce mixed in with, some sort of meat and rice. Their national sport's archery.
Oh,
so they're real big into archery. Mm-hmm. There's a place you can go where you can actually watch these people do archery, and apparently they're, super good, as you'd expect. Going into some of the monuments. So there's a lot of like Buddhist temples, a lot of really crazy. I mean, honestly, it looks crazy just with the mountains, like these temples and fortresses or whatever they are in the rocks. The big one was the Tiger's Nest, which was a big temple on a cliff. There's the Buddha Dordenma, which is a 51-meter Buddha, like a big gold Buddha. And then Funaka Dzong was the famous Dzong, which Dzong, I guess, is what
fortress?
Yeah, fortress. So that's the main one.
We didn't talk about that yet, but now we.
Okay,
before
so
the
that
show
sounds
started.
cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Dzong is their word for fortress. So this is the biggest Dzong and the most visited. That's kind of I don't know. That's kind of Bhutan.
Okay.
What's your impressions? Going there?
You want to go first?
Not?
Sure. I feel it's one of those, if I'm in the region, that's probably the easiest way to get there. Is like if you're in India.
Yeah, you have to be in Bangladesh.
And you can take a bus there. Or like.
Yeah, but because with like the
mountains?
The Himalayas and stuff, I think driving there, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's only 40 miles. And it's like, oh, that's a 5-hour drive. Or,
probably pretty dangerous.
Everything seems hard to get around. So I think, at least for us.
More specifically to answer the question, then, yeah, it sounds like a really exciting place. I bet there's some just like amazing, like just natural beauty because it's been so untouched. But it just seems like the difficulty of getting there, there's no real negatives there. Like, it's not like I'm going to end up getting like jailed for life, I don't think.
Yeah, you're not getting your finger cut off or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're smoking a cigarette. But
yeah,
there's no like, it's not like some of the other places we've been to where you got to watch out. Like, they seem like it's more, friendly.
Very peaceful place.
Yeah.
I was initially on the fence. The cigarette stuff, I don't smoke very much, but I figured that would be sort of conservative. I just looked it up, and alcohol is highly available. So that's tipped my scales. I'm all in an all-inclusive resort for $250 a day where there's plenty of alcohol and not many other distractions. Sounds pretty awesome. So it's a yes for me.
Yeah, I think I was the same way where at first you see something where you're like, oh, is it like this? Or I don't know, just kind of running on assumptions from some of the other countries that we've been to and just kind of like, oh, well, surely they'll lock you up for or I don't know. But they don't really have any of that. And I think, I don't know, just like being able to go to a place that's not at all influenced by the outside world and it just kind of like doesn't want to be, like, I don't know. The more I was researching it, the more I was like, all right. So yeah, I think it definitely would be a cool place to go to. Probably not, going out of my way, but I think, and again, we haven't gotten to Nepal, but at first I was like, oh, if you want to do all that stuff, you could just go to Nepal. And now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I think maybe go here, but yeah, I think.
Should we vote for Matt?
He can't get married and can't smoke cigarettes. So
Matt's a no.
That's a hard no. Yeah. He wants a wife.
Yeah. Well, I think he was pretty set on Liechtenstein. So.
Cool.
But yeah, so that wraps that one up. I think for the next one, let's see. Where do we want to go?
Tell me.
Yeah. Close our blindfold us.
Okay. Well, we'll see on the next one, but maybe we'll go back to the Gambia.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll go to Sao Tome and Principe. I don't know. We still have a lot of African countries to go to, so maybe we'll go back to Africa or
start tearing up some Africa.
But yeah, we'll see. But all right. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode. And until then, bye-bye.
Country boy life.